Hello, today is Sunday, April 25th, 2021. It is not usual that I stream on a Sunday, but it is the last day of Ludum Dare, and we have about 8 hours left in the part that I'm competing in. So it's going to be, we have about, in reality, that's about 6 hours of development time because uploading and submitting and packaging and all that stuff is going to take probably about an hour, and I'm probably going to need some time to eat and whatnot. So it looks like we have Volt, Omar, and Reaper. Hey guys, how's it going? So for anyone who is watching the VOD or anyone who's not familiar, Ludum Dare is a challenge where they give you a theme and you try to make a game in somewhere between 48 hours and 72 hours, depending on what you want to do. The more intense version is the compo, which is the one that I'm doing. So 48 hours, that's the limit, and we've already used 40 of those hours, and we have, a little bit about 8 left. So, I need to get my camera set up because I woke up a bit later than normal today and I have not had a chance to set it up. Oh, it just works. Wow, that's amazing. That's very rare. Okay. It's probably because there's so much daylight in the room. But yeah, so I have done some work since I last, was last online. And let me think here. How do I do this? Because I don't want to play the title screen. Actually, what I can do. So there is a title screen, but I'm not going to play it. I know what I'll do. Make a public bool, skip title. There we go. Problem solved. If not, skip title and all of that. Perfect. Okay. And so what I want to do is I want to go into here, into the title holder. No, into here. Because the title component's in here. Yeah, okay. Let's see if that works. So. Nope, it does not work. Okay. What did I do wrong there? Why did that happen? Whatever. Okay, anyway. I updated the drones so that they have an actual graphic to them, which is good. I also added a defeat screen, so if we run out of fuel here, we can actually get defeated. And then also, there's a couple more things. One of them, there's a little health bar for the drill head. So whenever the drill head runs out of health, all that happens is you just can't drill anything anymore. So yeah, and you have to repair it. So that's one thing. So we need to do 3 things today. First thing is we need to actually get the drones to work in a reasonable way. And so what that means is basically whenever they sense the player, they will try to turn towards the player, and if they manage to get within a certain angle, they will start shooting, or they'll shoot and just kill you. And also if you hit the drones with the drill head, it should stun them temporarily. So that's one thing we need to do. That's going to probably take the most time. The second thing we need to do is a tutorial. All that's going to be is it's going to be like a static map that generates. That shouldn't take too long. I already basically know how I want to do that. We'll just run the normal map generation code and then we'll edit it a little bit in a static sort of way so that it just automatically spawns that. And then we'll have to create some kind of trigger so that it ensures that it plays the tutorial first all the time. But I already do that for the title screen, so should be fine. But anyway, I want to show, oh wait, actually. I want to show the defeat screen for the fuel first. So if you run out of fuel, it will actually tell you that you've been defeated. If I can, yeah, there we go. So it tells you that you're defeated, tells you the reason is out of fuel. It says you lost on level 1, your final score was X, and you can press R to restart. And so if you do that, resets your money, resets your fuel, resets your health. And so yeah, everything gets reset, and so you can die again after this. So yeah, we have all that. I'm very happy with that. And so, now to make the actual drone stuff work. So since there's about 5 hours left, the way that we want to do this, actually no, the drone stuff is not super important because the drones already kill the player. So what we want to do first is the shop stuff, because that's the last mechanic. And we'll probably cap ourselves to maybe 2 hours, or maybe an hour on that. So I want to have that done by 1 o'clock. And then the drone stuff is probably going to take the most time, so I'll say probably reserve 2 hours for that. And then the tutorial stuff we can probably do in an hour or so. I don't think it'll take that long. Okay, so yeah, we want to do the shop system first, and that's going to be super easy. It's just going to be a matter of getting it done. So the way that I want to do that is it's going to be a trigger, and it's going to just store whether or not the player is in a shop. So we'll create an empty here. Yeah, empty. This will be a shop, or this will be the shop, yeah, component. Or no, not, it'll just be shop. What am I doing? Yes. Also, why is that? Oh, that's the background. Okay. What we want to do is we want to add a 2D object. We want to add like a square maybe, and then have it at, let's say, 0.9 and 0.9. So I figured out this sort of system that you can do that makes things really easy. Ooh, there's going to be an interesting question here. This would be like, let's say, the background, and we want that to be on the ground. I guess it's fine for it to be at level 0. So I think what we'll do is we'll create a world space GUI here, or a world space canvas, and this will be a world space canvas. No specified event listener, that's fine. Actually, we won't have any events on this anyway. It doesn't matter. So this will be on the ground, this will be level 1, so that it renders over the shop. And then what we will do, I guess we could have pictures, but I don't have any images for fuel, so that would be the problem. So if we say that this canvas has a size of 1 by 1 and it has a position of 0, 0, then the canvas is right here. The problem is that the reference pixels per unit is going to be off, and I can't remember how that works in the canvas. So it's going to take me a minute to figure it out. Okay. So TMP, the text is very large, and that's not what we want. It's way too large. So if I add a, let's say I increase this, or decrease this to 1. Okay. Let's say I increase this to 5,000. Okay, that seems to have no effect. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, so does it need to be dynamic pixels? Is that what it is? Is it 100? Nope, that also seems to have no effect. Interesting. So can I do 0.1? No. Can I do 0.1 here? No. Okay. I am uncertain why that's not working. Because that has a size of 1. I could just scale it, of course, but is it just screen space camera? Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. Or is it? If I do 1, what happens now? Nothing. Okay. So constant pixel size. No, we don't want this. We want a world space canvas. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why the sizing here doesn't work the way I thought that it did. I mean, what I can do is I can just scale it. That's what I'll do. It's not great, but it works, and that's all I need. It's going to complain a little bit, but I don't really care. Okay, so we can disable this. So this will be the title, or the, not title, yeah, title, or basically what we're selling. Oh my god, can I just not spell title today? There we go. And I don't want to hit enter at the end. Alright. In kind of a rush, because I know that I only have like a certain amount of time left. So yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And that's what we'll have, is we'll just have the, sure, we'll call this the UI, and then this will be a label. Oh my god, I'm skipping letters today. Label, yes, okay. And I know what I did. I put the not there. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to have that as an actual, I meant to have that as just a normal Boolean, not an inverted one. Okay, so in shop, we need to trigger something whenever the player collides with this, so we'll add a box collider 2D. Yeah, box collider 2D. Put this at 0.9. At 0.9, I think that worked. Let me just double check. No. 0.8 and 0.8. No, that worked fine. Okay. Looked like it didn't work. Huh. Weird. Looks like it's too large. Am I crazy? Oh no, there it is, okay. It's just hard to see. Okay. Okay, so we have that. We want to register that as a trigger, and then we want to add a new component that's going to be a shop component. This will be shop component. Okay. So what we'll do is all of this. Get rid of all this. We don't need any of this. Don't need any of that. All right, so shop component. Have that and that. All right. We'll have a public. Not public. A protected. This will be a string. This will be the item. Or actually, we don't even need to do. No, we need to. Well, it'll make it easier. This will be underscore item. Then we're going to have a protected game object. This will be the effect. So I found this system where what you can do is you can create. Well, actually, yeah, there's a couple things we can do. Serialized field. Actually, we'll make this a Unity event. That's what we'll do. That'll be easier. Using Unity engine, and I think it's .events. Yeah. And we'll just make this a Unity event. Okay. And then what we will do is we'll have a private void on trigger enter 2D. Yep, that'll be fine. This will be collision other or collider other. We'll say if we'll say if other.get component player component, or sorry, get component in children, or not in children, in parent. Yeah, get component in parent player controller component. So if this is the player, if not, then we return. So if there is no player, then we return. Otherwise, we want to set a Boolean that says that we're interacting with this shop. This is protected bool. Actually, we probably want this to be static because the player can only interact with one shop at a time. So yeah, this will probably be a protected static, and we'll just reference ourselves interacting with, or we'll say current shop. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And so what we'll say is that the current shop is equal to this. Wait, what do you return in a void? Volt. Yeah, so that's question by Volt. So in a void method, you don't actually return anything. So the return statement, all it does in this case, so like in a void method, you just say return, you don't say return void. And all it does is it just says, in this case, it says if this is not true, just stop executing. Oh, hey, percentage guy, how's it going? Discord. But yeah, in a void method, if you just want to do, in this case, it's called an early return. So all I want is I only want to execute this code when there is a player component. And so an easy way to do that, instead of writing all of this indented into an if statement, is to just do an early return here. So physics raycast position transform dot position if hit.collider is not equal to null, hit.collider.tag is equal to that. Get component add force. Yeah, that looks correct. Gravelbox, I don't know if we'll get to it today. If we have extra time before Ludum Dare, or if we finish Ludum Dare early, we can do Gravelbox, but we only have less than 8 hours now. How would that work in an update method? It works the same way. You just return early from the method. I'm trying to think if I have any examples of that. In player I do, yes. So in the player controller component, the way that I do in fixed update here, so we check if the input is locked or if we're out of fuel, and if either one of those is true, then we just do nothing. So all of this will just be ignored if the player's input locked or if they're out of fuel. And so yeah, it works the same way. It only returns from the current method, so whatever called fixed update doesn't return immediately. So if I wrote, if what I wrote just, yeah, so if what I just wrote works, then there will be a gun. Oh, okay. That's good. That's gonna be fun. Can shoot Kevin a couple times. And we also want a protected int cost. So serialized field. So yeah, in this case, like on trigger enter 2D, this only affects this method, so whatever called on trigger enter 2D doesn't return, it doesn't return immediately. But yeah. And just to explain it fully, like some people consider like early returns to be an anti-pattern, but I don't. The thing that I don't like is I don't like doing if other dot get component player controller component. So like we could theoretically write this like this. Oops, give me that. There we go. Yeah, so this code is functionally equivalent, but what I don't like is I don't like the indentation. Like in my opinion, I just don't like the indentation. That's my issue. Because then you get code that's indented like 6 levels, and then this code, you know, down here is just as complex as this code, but for the case of early returns, if you do this, the number of cases in your code actually gets simpler, or actually gets less as it moves on. So up here we have 2 cases, down here we only have 1, whereas if you do an indentation style, like if you do if statements with code blocks inside, you end up with code that just gets like as complex. Like the code up here would just be the same complexity as the code down here. And so yeah, that's why I tend to do it. Change some things is now the force is transform.right times force times time.delta time. Okay. So yeah, the transform.right. Oh, okay. So you just added force scaling to it. So yeah. So the current chop will be this. We will say find object of type UI component. Actually, let's just store this. We'll say that this is the UI, and we'll say private void awake. Allows me to make stronger guns. Yeah, that's true. So say find object of type UI, then we'll say UI.set prompt to be press. What are we going to say? By whatever the item is. So let's do some string interpolation. Say by item, and then we will say that the cost is this, and we'll say cost. And actually I want, say var cost. Why do you make them protected? So I don't have a gun sound yet, so I'll use the explosion sound as a placeholder for now. Yeah, I mean, you could shorten the explosion, or the explosion sound, and it would make a fine gun sound. So Volt, why do you make them protected? So the reason that I make stuff protected is for object orientation purposes. So if you use, so in one of the design principles in object orientation is called, or no, sorry, it's not solid. No, it is solid, yeah. SOLID, this is the acronym for software design principles. So it's the single responsibility principle, open close principle with scallop substitution principle, interface segregation principle, and either dependency injection or something like that. But the reason that I do it is for, yeah, and OOP stuff. Yeah, so it's for, the reason that I make them protected is because of the open-closed principle. So it says that things should be open for extension but closed for modification. So if you make something private and you create a subclass, you can't access it anymore. So you've closed off some of the extension capabilities. Whereas if you make it protected, then you can access stuff in the subclasses. And it gives you more options for the open-closed stuff. So it makes it more open to extension. So that's why I do it. It's a better object-oriented. It's like more object-oriented. And there are, of course, debates on that. Some people don't like that. Some people disagree because they argue that whenever you set up a private variable, that's an invariant in the superclass. Do you have a subclass? I do not, but you never know what you might need. It's just, in my opinion, it's just a better design. But no, at this point I don't have it, or I don't have one. Yeah. But yeah, of course there's debates on it. Some people will argue that it's not true, but you know, it is what it is, right? It's just my opinion. But that's why I just do it out of habit. I'd prefer to do this as opposed to private, because I've seen many cases where I've wanted, yeah, well, personal preference. I've also seen many libraries that are designed, like this is especially an issue in Java because protected works in a different way and it's really dumb. But I've seen many libraries where I've wanted to create a subclass, and I can create the subclass, but the functionality I want to add depends on me knowing some of the internals that are marked as private, and it just becomes a massive pain. And so I'm just like, no, just make it protected, it's fine. If somebody breaks the invariant in a subclass, then that's their problem. Like, they should know what they're doing if they're making a subclass. But yeah. Anyway, so we set this to be the prompt. We'd say press Q to buy. Yeah, okay. And so now what we want to do is we want to say private void update. So say if input.get key down, keycode.q, and shop, the current shop is equal to this. Then what we want to do is we also want to check if the, well, actually, no, this is fine. So it doesn't work. What doesn't work? Yeah, percentage guy, what doesn't work? If you're talking about the raycasting, I might know why it doesn't work. So we have this, and what we want to do is we want to check if the, what is it, player dot, no. Ooh, we also need to find the player. So we need protected player component. This will be the player, and we need the player because we need to check their money. It doesn't push objects. So one thing you might want to check, I don't know if you've done this already, but okay, that's not the thing I'm looking for. In Unity, one of the things I think you usually need to do for raycasting is if you go into project settings, then physics 2D, make sure you have queries start in colliders. Make sure you have that unchecked. That'll just mean that if you start a raycast inside of an object, it won't hit itself, because by default they do, which is weird, but I know why they do it. It's just annoying. So we'll say player is equal to find objects of type player component. Okay, we can do that. Then we'll say, I think it's if player.money, yeah, is greater than or equal to the cost. Then what we want to do is we want to say player.money. I think this is a get only, yeah. Let's just add negative money, it's fine. So add money at minus cost. It's kind of lame to do that, but it works. And then what we want to do is we want to trigger whatever the effect is. Effect dot, I think it's invoke, right? Still doesn't work? Okay, then there's some other issue. So yeah, now we invoke the effect. And then this is on trigger enter. So in private void on trigger exit 2D, yes, on trigger exit 2D. There's that, and so what we'll say is, I want to say that if the shop is equal to this, then current shop is equal to null. So if this is the only shop that we're interacting with, we set it to null. And then we want to say UI.setPrompt, or sorry, .hide prompt. Hide prompt, yes. Okay. So I think this will work. We probably also want TMP. Team Pro, yeah. What we'll do is we'll have a serialized field, have a protected, let's say, protected, trying to think, or TMP underscore text, yes, and this will be the title. Okay, and so in awake we'll set the title.text to be the actual item. The item to be item, title.text to be item. Jeez. Time constraint is getting to my head. Okay, so I think all of this is fine. I think that's fine. Okay, all of that worked. That's good. Okay, so let's add the shop component. Okay, and then we'll say that the item is the drill, or we'll say repair. That'll work. And we'll say the cost is, I don't know, 1,000. Sure, that's fine. And the actual title is going to be here. And we need to create some kind of function that will actually do the repairing. So we'll do this in game manager component. I'll just have a public void repair drill. And so then we'll have player, oh, we don't have player. We'll say find object of type player component. And I guess we'll just say repair drill. Just tell the player to repair its drill. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll have a public void repair drill in here. So public void repair drill, and then I think what we need to do is we just need to set the durability. Yeah, okay. So we'll say that the drill durability is equal to the drill max durability, and then we'll say UI.set durability to be, in this case it'll end up being 1, but let's just set the expression correctly anyway, just in case. Okay. So now we should be able to reference the game manager here. So say game manager, and then we will say, ooh, but this might, this might cause issues actually. Yeah, this is going to cause issues. Yeah, this is not going to work because we're going to, yeah, unfortunately we're going to end up reloading the scene and this is not going to work. So what I'll do is I'll do this the way that I usually do it, is we'll just create a game, we'll have a game object here, and then what we'll do is we'll just instantiate the effect instead. So we instantiate effect, vector3, 0, and quaternion identity. So the issue is that we're going to be reloading the scene, so this will work the first time. That other system would have worked the first time, but it wouldn't work afterwards. So let's create a new folder for effects. Hey W, how's it going? What are you trying to do? He's having some issues with physics 2D raycast, I think. But I'm not entirely sure. He sent me like a snippet of code and it looked like it should work, so it might be a setup thing, I don't know. So we have this. This is going to be the repair drill effect. And so what we will do is whenever this is instantiated, this will be on awake, and we will just say game manager dot instance dot what is it? repair? Or no? No, not to instantiate, or instance dot repair drill. Yeah. Dot repair, no, we'll just do it the way the game manager does it. Never mind, we'll just take this out of here. We'll just do that. All right. And then we'll just destroy ourselves. This is like a super hacky way of doing this, but it works. So yeah, all we have to do is create a prefab. And this will be the repair effect. 0, 0, 0. And then we will add the repair effect. So now in prefabs, we can create a folder. Effects, and we'll just have a repair effect. Then we will delete you. And actually, also, let's take this shop and attach it to the elevator, just so that it sits kind of where it should sit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And so now the effect is going to be the repair effect, which should have gone into effects. I don't know why it didn't. Okay. Let's try this out and see what happens. Okay, this is still broken. Why is this still broken? This should be on skip title, yes. Okay, why is the title component not working? Okay, so if skip title, or. Wait. No. Okay, and. If not, skip title and all of that. Otherwise, so if skip title is true, this should be false and then short circuit. Wait a minute, why did that still not work? What am I doing wrong? All right. Oh wait, did that actually skip at that time? Yes, okay. So now we have the little repair thing. And I think we need 1,000 for that, so let's get 1,000 really quick and see if it actually does the repair, which it should. All right. So yeah, I don't suspect this will take any longer than an hour, so I have about 30 minutes on that. Okay, so we have 1,000, and we have enough damage on our drill that we can actually see the repair. Okay, so yeah. We have the repair, it's 1,000, press Q to buy, so we buy it, and then it does actually repair. Awesome. And we can buy it again, but I don't think we can buy it the next time. Of course, we don't have any way of indicating that, and we probably never will, but it's fine. So, yeah. I'm not too concerned about it. So, percentage guy, I do not have the time to debug the code right now, or to look at it right now. Because I got to get this done within the next 8 hours. Do you have the heating effect yet? I do not. I would like to, but I don't have it quite yet. That might have to be something we add afterwards. But yeah, I can take a look at the raycast stuff whenever we get the Ludum Dare stuff done. I didn't mean to do this. I had not intended to get enough money to repair. Okay, we have to dig out a couple of these worthless blocks. I did make it so that each normal block gives you 10 money, just to be kind of generous. But yeah, let's get a couple of these. Okay, good. Now we have some damage on the drill, but we don't have enough money to actually repair it. So, yeah, okay, great. It's not taking our money, it's not repairing the drill. Amazing. Okay. So now that we have that, let's make the shop itself a prefab. Oops, let's put you at 0, 0, 0 and 1, 1, 1. Oh, you ended up, whoops, in the UI. No. Put you at 0, 0 and then 1, 1, 1. Okay. And what I do want to do is I want to make this at 0.7 and 0.7. And then let's make the hitbox here at 0.7 and 0.7. There we go. Let's make the label a little bit less large. Okay. By the way, you should make the smoke effect scale down with a curve the longer the lifetime, because right now it just kind of pops into existence. Yeah, I should probably do that. And yeah, it has like that kind of effect where it just kind of warps into existence. But still have we have a long way to go. But we can do that. We can do that after we get everything else done. It's just right now we're kind of on a time crunch. All right. So in the elevator itself, so let's go into the actual elevator prefab here. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have the drill repair. So I have the shop for the drill repair. And then, so this will go like right there maybe. Right there, that'll be repair. And then this one will be fuel. Something like that. So this will be repair, and then that one will be fuel. All right, so fuel. And I'll make this cost, let's say 5,000, and that cost, 10,000. That should be fine. And so the actual fuel blocks, those need to give only probably about 30 fuel. Yeah, so we're cutting that down by like less than half. Let's say 35. It's fine. All right. And let's see what happens here. So we have fuel and we have repair. Okay. Oh, we don't have the fuel effect. That's the problem. Right. So in the effects here, we need to add a fuel effect. Fuel or gain fuel effect. And then we'll use the same pattern that we use in the repair effect, is that we'll grab this. This is the gain fuel effect, and so we'll just say add fuel. And say, let's say that we add 100 fuel. Just this will completely refill the player's fuel. All right. Just in case they need it. Then this will be in the elevator. In the elevator here, and view, this is repair. Repair shop. This will be the fuel shop. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to add to this game. But fortunately we don't have infinite time. I wish we did. Well, I actually don't wish we did, because if we did, I'd never do anything. I'd never get anything done. This will be the fuel effect. And then we just remove this, and we say fuel. Oh, wait. Did you figure out why it doesn't work? Fuel effect? Ooh. Hang on. Did I? No, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. It does work, and it's just the range being really short. Oh, okay. It's annoying whenever you find issues like that. Okay, just gain fuel effect, so let's test this out. Oh, wait, did I assign this? I don't remember. Here, I did not. All right. So that's the fuel effect. There we go. So repair and fuel. Yes, good. Okay. Oops. Yeah, all right. It feels stupid. Well, it happens every once in a while. Nothing like programming to make you feel dumb. Okay, so let's get some money. So I think the fuel was only 5K. So it's relatively cheap. And I mean, I could have lowered the cost just to test it, but it's too late now, already in the game. So, okay. So yeah, this will give us a rough estimate on how long it takes to get 5K. And I think I want to make the gemstones a little bit more common, but maybe not. Okay, so now we have 5K, that's good. Let us go over here. And, okay, so let's check some things out. Okay, so the first thing is that whenever we collide with it, it works. Whenever we uncollide with it, it works. And so now we're on repair. So now we're technically colliding with both shops, I think. But I think the repair one is, yeah, okay. That's really good. That's exactly the effect that I wanted here. So now, yeah, great, awesome. So let's buy fuel, perfect. Took our money, repaired our fuel, great. Okay, so have all that done. I think those were the only things I wanted. Actually, no, what I also wanted was like a mining boost. So like a mining speed boost or something where you deal more damage to the rocks. So let me see, is there enough time? There is enough time to actually do that. So let's do that. Okay. So the player controller, all we have to do to make this work is we just have to parameterize the damage. So where is it? Where actually is it where the player actually deals damage to the rocks? I don't remember. It's right here, right. So we'll just say mining damage. Yeah, mining damage. Perfect. And let's actually just make that public. It's probably fine. Yeah, mining damage. And this will be a public int mining damage, and then we'll just say that this is equal to 2 by default. That's fine. And then we'll create an effect. This will be a increase mining speed effect. And so this one will be similar to the others. Okay, game object component rigid body 2D. Object.get component object2d.mass.time. Ah, okay. So now you're taking the mass into account. So this is the repair drill effect. So all we need to do here is we just need to find the player component, and then we need to say mining damage is equal to 2. And then, or sorry, not equal to 2, equal to 4. And then we'll say destroy game object, and then this will be the duration. So let's say that the player for 45 seconds gets a mining effect. I'm going to say void on destroy. And then we will say on destroy, we just find the player again, and then we set their thing to 2. So, okay, yeah, we'll do this. Oh, right, you can't use null propagation, I forgot. Or maybe you can use null propagation, but you shouldn't. Actually, let's store the player. Yeah, let's store the player. So say protected, player controller component, this will be the player. So let's just store the player here in awake. Like that, and then we'll say player dot that. And so here we'll say if not player. And so the reason that we're doing this is because this might get destroyed by a scene load instead of normally, instead of by the time destroy. And so if it's been destroyed by a scene load, there's a slight chance that the player may have been destroyed before we were destroyed. So if that's true, the player is just going to reload their stats anyway, and we don't need to do anything. Otherwise, we need to say player.mining speed is equal to 2. So we like remove the effect from them. Okay. And so what we'll do is in, what is it? It does not, so it's fun shooting circles and things. It does not want to shoot ragdolls. So by not shooting ragdolls, do you mean it like actually creates a new ragdoll or something? Or what do you mean by that, shooting ragdolls? Okay. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new game object. Actually, we'll just duplicate the fuel one, and then we'll say mining mining speed effect. The ragdolls are too heavy. Okay. So it can't actually make them move, is what you're saying. You say increase mining speed effect. Okay. And then we go into the elevator. Let's duplicate you. Let's put you at minus whatever. And then this will be mining. Yeah. Wait, no. We'll say that this is 2,000. I'll say this is, this will be 1,000. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So this will be the mining speed effect. Okay. So now we should be able to destroy blocks in 2 hits whenever we gain the mining speed. And I might just call it boost instead of mining, or I don't know. I think we'll just say like speed or something. Okay, but we should be able to buy this for 1K, and then for 45 seconds we should have increased mining damage, which it does feel like we do. We drill much faster. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I like that. Maybe only have it like a 30-second thing though, because 45 might be too long. Maybe make it cost like 2,500 or something. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because the cool thing about it is that it gives you the, well, I don't know. It gives you the possibility of just like watching yourself get a bunch of gems and not actually watching your fuel. Yeah, I think now we've lost it. Let's check in the scene hierarchy here. It should remove itself after a certain amount of time. T mining, no. Mining? No. Yeah, I think we've lost it, so that's good. It's good that it goes away. Okay. So let's make it a 30-second thing, and let's make it cost 2,500. Well, no, actually, I think 1,000 is probably fair. Okay. Yeah, I'll call it speed instead of mining. So this is mining speed shop. Maybe I'll just say MSPD. MNG, no. Mine SPD. Yeah, that might work. Mine speed. Or haste. Yeah, haste, actually that's a good idea. Haste, yes, I like that. That's really good. Yeah, because that's a very Minecraft way to say it, but that's good because Minecraft is so ubiquitous that people would know exactly what it means. Yeah, haste, that's great. Thank you. And haste is cool too because I think it fits. Yeah, it fits perfectly. All right. Oh, let's get away from you. Okay. Yeah, so buy fuel and then you can buy haste. Yeah, okay. So buy haste or press Q to buy. Okay. So yeah, of course, buying it now doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay, perfect. And of course we need an effect for this, but actually, percentage guy, we're gonna do the thing that you want. We're gonna make the players drill. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is whenever the player gains haste, the drill will become red. Why Q and not E? Is Q more common or is E more common? I actually don't know. I just picked Q because that's the key that I normally bind things to. But yeah, what we'll do is whenever the player has haste, we will make it so that their drill turns red. That's what we'll do. And we'll use this in the drill animator. E is more common for interaction. Okay, then yeah, we can change it to E. We can change it to E if we have extra time. Actually, we'll change it to E. We'll change it to E during the submission time because you can do changes afterward. So let me open Sublime. Let me do stuff to fix. Use E instead of Q. So yeah, that'll be one thing that we fix. Make the drill generally heat up if they mine a lot of rocks. Well, I need a way to indicate that they have the. I need a way to indicate that they have the haste effect, and I think that having the drill turn red is a really good way to indicate it. Drill renderer. At least for now. Maybe we can change that afterwards. But I think this will be the way to do it. The more the drill heat up, the faster it breaks. Maybe... Actually, that's a good mechanic. That's a really good mechanic. That's a really good mechanic. Alright, we'll do that. Right, okay. We'll do that if we have extra time. That's actually a good idea. Increase no haste, increase mining speed with block breaks. Yes. Yes, that works. Yeah, because the reason that's a good mechanic is because you have does this game have any audio? Unfortunately, no. Add audio. That's going to be a thing. Stuff to fix. Yeah, we'll add audio afterwards. Just because I'm not very good with audio and I don't want to try to do it during the jam. Refactor. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Is that we'll just have like a natural sort of haste. We'll add that as a mechanic afterwards. But okay. I think that's all we need to do for the shop stuff. So yeah, I think that's all we need to do for the shop stuff. So okay, let's try to play through a level here. Because I think we basically can. I think we can do like the entirety of a level. Assuming the exit generates in a reasonable place. There's a couple bugs, like one of them is that the drones can generate in a place that just kills you instantly, which is unfortunate, but it's really hard to fix. And then there's also the thing where I'm trying to think, the exit can also generate in an inaccessible place, which is also unfortunate, but it's, again, one of those things that's hard to fix in a short amount of time. But yeah, so let's see here. So let's grab haste, or actually first, let's grab this so that we have some more fuel. Then let's grab some haste. So we have haste. Yeah, we can dig much faster now. Okay. So let's try to dig towards a fuel block. Okay, so there's the exit, that's good. We do want to make sure that we're full on fuel before we go to the next level, because that stuff does save between levels. Okay, so let's grab this fuel block. And then while we have the haste, let's try to get some more money here. I feel like the shop needs one more just to be symmetric. Yeah, I have the same feeling, but I'm not sure what it should be. It's got to be, the thing is, it's got to be something that's relatively easy to add. I mean, maybe we'll do like a shield or something whenever we'll probably make a shield thing. Explosives. Yeah, I wanted to do explosives too. Like a thing where you can like press a button and you place like an explosive and it like a mining charge or something. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, exactly. I don't know how hard that would be to implement. But yeah, maybe we'll add that like after the jam is over. I think we might do some work on this after the jam. But yeah. Okay, so we do want to get some of these gemstones because we want to make sure that we have enough money. How would you go about adding rotation? I don't know what you mean by adding rotation. If you could be more specific. So let's grab you. But yeah, so a couple things we could do like a shield for when the drones hit you. So like if a drone shoots you and you have a shield, you know, nothing happens basically. We could also get bugs like that where the drones just kind of sit there, a fuel upgrade. Maybe that could work too. So there could be a bunch of upgrades you could get. So what is it? I don't want to buy haste yet. I want to buy a mining upgrade. Ooh, we need to avoid the drone. Okay. So I want to buy a repair. Cool. And have enough for fuel. You know, the keys for rotation like you requested. Oh, you can just multiply the current quaternion by another, like if you multiply a quaternion by another quaternion, it rotates it by that quaternion. So in the case of like the player component, what I do is I just say that the transform's current rotation is rotated by a quaternion along the z-axis here. And so for 2D, all you have to do is rotate the z-axis. So in this case, it's whatever the player's inputting for horizontal times the rotation speed times the time delta time. And that gives you an angle that you can rotate by. You can't I just do something like transform.rotation.x? I don't, well, so the thing about Unity is that Unity thinks in terms of, so the rotation in Unity is deceptive. Unity thinks in terms of quaternions, but it will show you rotation in terms of Euler angles. So if you set the value, like the z value to, like, let's say 720 here, if I go and read this again, it may or may not give me 720. So like during runtime, Unity might optimize that away. So it's possible. I've seen it do it. It's hard to actually make it do it, but it can optimize that away to where, so actually let me just show you. So if we rotate a little bit, oh, I guess it is keeping the, that's very odd to me. I've not seen it do that before. But I do know that this is unreliable. Okay, yeah. So what it's doing here is it's not adding angles. So you see how it flipped back? Because what it's doing is, so even though you could keep going with the 800, so like you could keep making this number larger, but eventually Unity will loop it. So like right there, it looped it from like, I think 900 to 550 or something. So just because you write a value into Unity, it doesn't necessarily read back the same. And so that's why I would caution you against trying to use Euler angles. It's because they're unreliable in Unity. Or at least they used to be. They may have changed that at some point. Okay, so we have the shop stuff working. That's great. The next thing we probably need is probably to get the drones up and working, and we're going to use maybe 2 hours for that. So first I'm going to take a quick break because I need to clear my head and get some food, but I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. Alright, and I am back. Alright, so the next thing we need to work on is the drone stuff. So basically what I want to happen. I'm going to describe that first. There's a couple things. One, whenever the drones collide with something, they need to turn around. Because now if they collide with each other, they do not turn around. I could do rotation. Yeah, whenever I finish describing this, I will send you that code snippet. But yeah, whenever they collide with anything, I want them to turn around. And so also whenever because right now if they collide with each other, they don't. They just kind of sit there and do nothing, which is no fun. But also whenever they, what is it? Whenever they, geez, I can't think. Whenever they turn around, yes, I want them to actually animate that the way the player does. So I want them to go into a state where they start rotating. And then whenever the player gets close, I want them to stop moving and I want them to point their turret at the player. And once they've actually managed to get their turret pointed at the player for a couple, for maybe a second or two, then they will actually shoot and kill the player. So it'll take them a second. But they'll also have a relatively short range as well. So that's kind of what I want to happen. And also whenever the player's drill collides with them, I want them to get stunned for a second. So it's a ton of behavior, but we have 2 hours to make it work. So I think we can do it. We can at least get some of it working. Okay. So GB might as well be your project at this point. Add random rotation to the drones where they can just randomly turn in a direction inside an open space. Problem is that's hard to do. It's very hard to make them. That's like a lot of ray casting. So I'll just send you the way that I do this. Yeah, that's a lot of ray casting. If it wasn't so much ray casting, it would be fine. I don't have time to format that, so I apologize. It's not going to be formatted, but I don't have time to format it. But yeah, something like that. But yeah, I'd like to have the drones have more interesting behaviors, but we have 2 hours. It's what we can do in 2 hours, and I don't think we can do that in 2 hours, unfortunately. Okay, so enemy component. So we need a couple more states for this. So we have state patrol. We actually need state turnaround. So we're going to have a protected. What did I do? Okay, protected void. We're going to say state. What did I do this? Okay, that state turn around. And so what we'll have is we'll have the target rotation. We'll have the target rotation of target vector, vector 3. This will be the target vector. Sure, that'll work. What is the horizontal var for? I think it just stores the horizontal rotation, or the horizontal. Wait, why is there a duplicate? Oh, yeah, I copy pasted that wrong. There's just a duplicate horizontal. You only need one of those. Okay, what was I doing? Yeah, whenever we turn around, we want to rotate until the angle between our vector and the target vector is something. I mean, we can just rotate in a singular direction. What does horizontal do? It gets in Unity, it's the axis for A and D. So like it's the A and the D key. So if you press A, you get a -1 in horizontal. If you press D, you get a +1. I think I might have that flipped. I don't remember. What we can do is we can just rotate in a single direction until the angle between us and the target vector is 0, or is close to 0. So I think we can say quaternion dot angle. Is it angle axis or is it angle? Angle axis? Yeah, so we can get the angle. Oh wait, that's not what I want. I want angle? Ooh, this is between quaternions. Is there not a way to get the angle between two vectors? Wait, no, a vector would be a direction. Right, okay. So the direction is going to be whoops, no, that's not right. Right, I can't remember now. Is it quaternion.look rotation? Yes, okay. So what we want to do is we want to compute a quaternion that is the look rotation, and so the look rotation, it's going to be as if we were facing the target vector, looking forward. So the forward needs to be the target vector, and then the upwards needs to be, I think, vector transform.up. Oh wait, no, sorry. It needs to be the world forward, or transform.forward. So using this forward, and then we use the target vector, so this is facing upwards. So whatever this rotation is, so this will be target, or this will be target rotation. And then we want to say that the quaternion dot angle between the target rotation and our rotation, transform.rotation. So we want to say if that is less than, let's say, 1 degree, then our transform.up is going to be equal to the target rotation. Yeah, the target. Wait. No, wait, why can't... Wait, did I say target vector? Target vector, yes, okay. So if the transform.up is equal to the target vector, yes, and then after we do this, basically what this will do is whenever we get close enough, we will just snap to the position. And so in this case, we'll just say return. And then we will say that the state is equal to state patrol. State patrol, yes, okay. And then otherwise, we got rotation, now more fiddling with the, that's an interesting word. Are you saying cubes? I don't know why there's a K and an S, or sorry, an A with why is there an A with 2 dots over it? I don't actually know what those accent marks are called or what they do. I wish I did though. Oh, cubes. Okay. Okay. So in the case where we don't snap to the rotation, what we want to do is we want to rotate by some direction. And it can just be a static direction. It doesn't actually need to be anything super fancy. So we'll do k cubes. Okay. So rotate by 0, 0, and then we'll just rotate, sure, 90 times time delta time. It's fine. Or is it delta time or is it fixed delta? I think it's fixed. Yeah, it is fixed. It doesn't actually matter. Okay, I think this will work. So instead of doing the turnaround, we say that the state is equal to state turnaround. We say state turnaround. Then we'll say that the target vector is equal to minus transform.forward, or not forward, up. So this does the flipping for us. State turnaround does not exist in the current context, but it does if I'd spell it right. Kinematic, okay. Whenever you rotate something, the rigid body can't rotate until you let it go, which is how it works in People Playground, and it makes aiming much better. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, fair enough. So in this case, all we want to do is that, and we want to do that, and we want to do that. Okay. Yeah, I think this will work. I think this will get it into the state where it turns around. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, look at that. They rotate. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why they flip like that. That's an interesting effect. I don't know why that happens. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Um, that's interesting. I mean, I guess we could set the target vector to that instead of setting the transform dot up. But no, I thought we set it to the target vector. Huh, it's weird. Let's say that it's less than half. And then let's make this, I don't know, 180. So it should only take it about a second to rotate around, which is more than enough time, I think. Can I find an enemy somewhere? Hey, enemies, you wanna exist for me? Yeah, okay. Now, one might ask, if they're using the turret to mine, why is it that they rotate their entire body? Don't ask that question, that's too smart for this game. So whenever you rotate something, the freeze rotation on the rigid body gets set to true. If you let go, set it back to false. You can also rotate lights now because of that. So yeah, oh, that's cool. I can't wait to figure out what I can do with the lights. That's going to be interesting. Okay. So yeah, they notice that they cannot go there, and then they rotate. I think having them rotate actually adds a lot of character to it. It makes them look more sentient. If they mine with the turret, why do they rotate their entire body? Exactly. They're not very smart, okay? I mean, it's not like I just thought of that now, but whatever. Okay. So we need to do a couple things. I think they still kill the player on contact. Is this correct? Yes, it is. We do not want that. What we want instead is whenever they have like they need to have a turret, like aim, or like a turret, not aim, but they need to store reference to the turret and aim the turret at the player. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so transform, and this will be the turret. Alright, and we will serialize that just so that we can reference it directly. Okay, so what we will do then is in fixed update, well, there's going to be like a state shoot. So protected, void, state, I guess aim. Yeah, we'll have like a state aim or something. And in that state, what we will do is we will raycast towards the player. Yeah, so if we're in state shoot, or state aim, there's a couple things we could do. We could store a reference to the player, or we could try to get the player each frame. Yeah, let's store a reference to the player. Player, controller, this will be the player. Yeah, and so what we'll do is on here, yeah, that's fine. So in this case, whenever the player gets into range, what we want to do is we want to say that the state is equal to state aim. So now it'll start aiming at the player. And yeah, and so then on trigger exit, we want to say that the state is equal to state patrol if the player exited. Yeah, okay. And then we'll say the player is equal to null here. Okay. Actually, no, we don't want to reassign that. So yeah, we'll say the player is equal to null. And we just go back to state patrol. All right. Now in the case of, because what we're doing is we're going to change this to be the like range of it, like the sight range, instead of the actual collision. Yeah. So now in state aim, what we want to do is we want to say that the look rotation, so this will be the look rotation, is going to be equal to quaternion dot look rotation, look rotation equal to quaternion dot look rotation, and the forward needs to be transform dot forward. The up needs to be the direction to the player. So the direction is going to be our current position minus the player's position. Is this a game object, or is this is the, what is this? I have already forgotten. It's a controller component. Okay, that's fine. I always forget if it's where we are minus where we want to go, or where we want to go minus where we are. I always forget which one that is, but it won't matter. So this is the look rotation, so we look at the direction. And then what we want to do is we want to say if the difference, so quaternion dot angle between the look rotation and the turret dot rotation is less than 1/10 of a degree. Welcome back. So if it's less than 1/10 of a degree, then we actually shoot. Otherwise, we just rotate towards it. We also want to do a raycast if the player breaks line of sight. So in this case, if the player breaks line of sight and we don't manage to hit the player, or yeah, we'll say, sure, it won't be transform dot up, it'll be turret dot up. And it'll be, I think this is fine. Yeah, this should cast to infinity. Okay. So we'll say if hit.collider is not equal to player, or sorry, if hit.collider is not equal to, or no, sorry, if hit.collider, yeah, that's fine. The shoot method we'll do a bit later, so we'll say public void shoot, say debug.log, debug.log shooting. Okay, so now what we can do is if the collider, if there's no player controller component in the collider's parent, so if hit.collider.get component in parent player controller component, if not, what this means is that this, if we get here, this means that something moved in the way, so this is obstructed, or the player has obstructed something. And so what we will do here is we will just say that the state is equal to state.shoot, or state patrol. And then we will say that player is equal to null. So basically we just lost sight of the player here. And otherwise, what we will do, we also want to return here. And we want to return here as well. Otherwise, we want to lurk towards the player. So what we'll say is we'll say quaternion dot rotate towards. And so we want to rotate our transform, or sorry, our turret dot rotation towards the look rotation. We want to do that by, let's say, 90 degrees per second. And delta time. Something like that. Okay. Originally, I wanted to have the gun to have physical bullets, but I can't be bothered making it so particle system it is. That's going to be interesting how you do bullets with a particle system. I've never thought of that, but that might actually be a really good idea. Especially if you have a ton of bullets, actually. Of course, depending on what they need to do. But yeah, I've never thought of that. That's an interesting thought. Okay, so in this case, on collider enter, so we go into state aim. It's transform dot position, player dot position. Yep, transform dot forward towards the direction. Is that look rotation and then the turret dot rotation? Okay. This will either rotate. This will either rotate thing backwards, or it'll end up rotating it forwards. So let's say the range is maybe 2.5. It's really simple, add a collision, and then inside the collision properties set lifetime to 1 and boom, they disappear. Well, yeah, but the thing is that what if the bullets actually do something? Like, what if the bullets actually cause damage or something? That's what I'm wondering about. If you keep them in world space, they work just like bullets work. Yeah. But I mean, like, what if you wanted to do something on, like, when the bullet hits something? I don't know how complex the collision system is for particles. That's what I'm not sure about. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so it looks like, okay, something's not set to an instance of an object. So the player is not being set here. Why is the player not being set here? Oh, because it's not. So player is equal to player. That's the problem. If you want to check for a hit, just slap a raycast. Yeah, well, there's issues with that. Okay, I don't know what they're doing. What do they think they're doing? Why are they suddenly going diagonal? What on earth? What has happened? What? What am I rotating? This is the turret dot rotation towards the look rotation. Raycast from there. Yeah, I guess it does work in your case. I'm just... What? Oh, wait. Wait, why is the... Wait, what? I'm very confused now. I'm very confused now. Why they're rotating in such strange ways. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. I know what happened. They got interrupted. That's what happened. Right. I know what happened. Yes, okay. They got interrupted. That's what happened. So whenever they go into state aim, we actually need to store the previous state, like that. And then whenever they go out of aim, they need to go out of the previous state. They need to go back to the previous state. Well, actually, ooh, that's a question as to what's going to happen here. We'll have to say that it's the previous state. So in state aim, we go back to the previous state here. I think this will work. But yeah, okay, I know exactly what just happened. Yeah. That's interesting. It's interesting that that can happen. Yeah, there we go. Because now they're constantly moving into the aim versus not aim state. But now they're just ignoring me. Yeah, I don't know why they're not aiming at me. Oh, they did something there. It might be easier, instead of using collision, to just use, interesting. So the direction is equal to that. Huh. So actually what we might do, instead of this, instead of doing this, we might have to say, let's remove this. Let's do a protected bool is aiming. Is aiming. Because now what we can do is we can just say aim here. And then instead of doing all of this, we can just say is aiming equals false. Right. Okay. And so now in the case of fixed update, all we say is if is aiming, then we do it aiming, or just do aim, and then return. Yeah, something like that. Okay. This popular programming, yeah, what on earth just happened? Okay, so on trigger exit, so if there is no player return, otherwise is aiming is equal to false, we can't possibly be aiming. Here we say is aiming is equal to true if it's the player. So now if we do aim, we look at the player. Yeah, okay, and then if we can, we shoot. Otherwise, we check if we hit something that isn't the player. If we did, we'd say is aiming is equal to false, player is equal to null, or yeah, okay. All that should be fine then. Okay. Yeah, that was really weird for a second there. Okay. Yeah, so the issue is that we're using on collision enter here, and it's not liking it. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're not... How big is that collider relative to everything? Also, where is like half the map? Oh, jeez. Okay, actually, instead of doing this, in this on trigger enter, on trigger exit stuff, let's use on trigger stay. Yeah, let's use on trigger stay. Because that should keep resetting the aiming to true if the player is inside their triggering area. I think that's all we need to know, is if it's inside their triggering area. So yeah, now they should be trying to aim. I don't know why they're not aiming. That's the thing. I mean, they at least seem to see me in this. Yeah, they at least seem to see me. Okay. Okay, there's that. Alright, so what are they doing here? Quaternion angle between the look rotation. So let's just draw this vector out. Dot draw line, draw ray, draw ray. It'll be turret, or we'll say transform dot position. Actually, this should be turret dot position. Yeah, it should be turret, and then it should be turret dot forward, turret dot position, turret dot up. Yeah, all that. Let's draw a ray from turret dot position to the direction. Let's try that. Let's make sure that this is correct. Okay. But it does seem like they're detecting the player more consistently now. And it probably has something to do with me just, oh, this is interesting, how they are doing that. Okay. Yeah, they inch forward, it's really funny. Okay. Yeah, they're pointing away. Okay, so I just need to get this the other way. It's weird that it's not rotating the right way, though. If it's less than that, yeah, okay. So it needs to be the player dot position. Trying not to select the semicolon there. Okay, so now this should draw the ray in the correct direction. So we'll at least know that they know where I am. Just be a question of whether or not they're actually going to rotate towards me. So it shouldn't be getting this kind of issue where it just seems to stop because it can't. Interesting. Might have to make aim return a Boolean. Yeah, so it definitely sees me, which is good. What we probably want to do is we probably want to return, so we'll make this return a bool, and what we'll do is we'll say return true, and return, in this case, we'll say return false. and then otherwise we return true. So the idea is whether or not we actually did anything in the aim method, because if we lost sight, we don't really want to count that. The buoyancy factor is exactly what I need. Exactly what I needed. Yeah, I figured it might be. So if is aiming and aim. Okay. Whoops, that didn't explain to me why this isn't changing anything. So this is max degrees delta, yeah. So the look rotation should be a look rotation with forward looking at the direction. So why is the look rotation not actually changing it, or not actually, this is fine. Is this what's breaking it? Let's say debug.log, well, actually, let's say log looking at player. Looking at player. Okay. So in this case, they shouldn't have any issues with me getting too close. Because yeah, now the aim tries to play here, but it isn't able to. Should be able to play here though. Yeah, now they're looking, it says that they're looking at me. There we go, now they actually follow me. Alright, cool. This is exactly what we want. So now, I don't know why they don't see me here, but apparently they don't. Huh. Interesting. I don't know why they're ignoring me. Do I need to leave and re-enter the collider? Oh, it's because the on-trigger enter, isn't it? Or on-trigger exit. Yeah, it's the on-trigger exit. We don't need this anymore. Because I think that's also technically triggering each turn or each frame, and we don't need it. Alright. So we only want it if the player is in range for long enough. Like right now, yeah, there we go. Now they're looking at me. Alright, cool. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, so now we get too far away, nothing happens, and then they stop and they look. Alright, cool. Perfect. Then we go too far away and they start moving again. Perfect. Alright, that's cool. So now all we need to do is like draw a line between us and them. Well, actually we need to do a couple other things. The first one is that I want their turrets to rotate back to the default position. Yeah, basically rotate back to the default position. It's a couple things. They need a cooldown on the shoot as well. So let's add a cooldown. Let's say protected float, shoot, cooldown, end. And so we'll say if aiming and if shoot cooldown, or time.time greater than shoot cooldown end, and we are aiming. See, in this case we can actually be aiming, and basically whenever we shoot, we just want to set the shoot cooldown to something so it can't shoot more than, you know, like once every, let's not say half a second, let's say 1 second. Let's say 2 seconds. You get 2 seconds of grace if it misses. That's probably fine. And what we want to do is we also want to remove this debug. And then in shoot, we actually want to say, yeah, shooting. All right, cool. So, all right. We are about 37 minutes into this. That's fine. All right, so now it should rotate towards us or not. Okay, there we go. Now it is. Interesting. Is the range on that too short or something? Huh. I don't know why it's not rotating towards me. Okay. So what did I do wrong? Did I type the code wrong? Time.time greater than... You have time.time, yeah. And aiming and aim. Then, oh, whoops, this is in fixed update. Whoops. Is less than that. Alright, next update. So this will be false. Wait, no. This needs to be an or with an and. So if it's... Wait. Oh, it's not... Wait, okay, we call aim here. Okay, let me think about this. Or... oh, no. Right, we need to do this. We need to say if that, then in sequence if that. So the only way we can possibly return, or the only way we can possibly run the aim code, is if the time.time is greater than the cooldown end. That way, if we're aiming and that. Okay. Yeah, I really be pumping out maps right now. Yeah. By the way, do you know how way I can make constraints? I do not, unfortunately. Not use the constraint stuff in Unity. Okay, you should just keep saying shooting. There we go. Now it was tracking me for a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I have not used constraints in Unity. I don't know why they're broken. They seem to break after this. Shoot cooldown end. Okay. What I guess I'll do is I can do this in aiming. So I can say if this is fine. I can say if time.time less than shoot cooldown end, then we just return. Return false, there was no handling done. Yeah, I think that'll work. That way, whenever we actually do the shooting, we say this. Something like that. Alright. So yeah, now they should be trying to aim at me every frame, but they're not able to. There we go, now they shoot, and then they go back to what they were doing. So now they should shoot and then go back to what they're doing. But they're not doing that, they're just ignoring me. I don't know why. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't entirely know why. Yeah, I don't entirely know why. So how big is that collider? Because it doesn't look that big. Canvas, it's roughly how big is your collider? I should be inside that collider, like, no doubts. But yet, it's ignoring me. Why is it ignoring me? Because it's not aiming. But why is it not aiming? Now it's aiming. Huh. Interesting. Okay, do I have to be moving for it to trigger? Is that what it is? It's interesting. It doesn't seem to want to face me. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. That's interesting. I think something's being flipped. Let me try not actually setting stuff. Let me not actually do that. Let's see what happens. Because what I think will happen is they'll have like a vague amount of error, but I think that they'll actually now rotate correctly. Yeah, I think they do now. Maybe the turret realized violence is bad. Maybe. It's definitely a possibility. It seems like they just, yeah. I don't know why. It's weird. It seems like that one is just deciding it's not going to do anything. Yeah, that one just doesn't care. I don't understand. And now I don't understand why that one is just sitting there doing nothing. It's so weird. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like I might as well just do a raycast towards the player every frame. Like, if this is not going to work. Like, it's inefficient, but I also don't know that I care. Okay, so let me just say if that, on trigger stay, otherwise it's aiming true, yes, yes, yes. If we're aiming and then aim does something, so if it's less than shoot, cooldown, and we return false, okay. Player.direction, turret.position, otherwise it returns true, physics.raycast. I guess that's just not going to work. Okay. Well, what we can do is, I guess, just... it's annoying. So let's say on trigger stay. So if there's a trigger stay that's triggered, well, maybe it is on trigger enter. Let's try this. On trigger enter. Let's try this. This might also work. Problem is that I'm not moving the player with physics, so using the physics engine to do this is not going to work very well. I mean, it seems to have figured something out. Like, now it's not going to do anything, but if I go here, will you? Nope, you're just not interested. Yeah, I don't know why I have to, it seems like I have to be really close to where the turret's barrel already is for it to see me, and I don't know why that is. Like, here it's perfectly fine, but if I go over here and then like down here, now it just can't see me, and I have no idea why. Like, if I go down here, now it just can't see me. Is there like an offset on the collider that I'm not aware of? Is that what it is? That'd be really weird. Yeah, it's odd to me that I can't, yeah, so I have this, okay. Let's go here. Is there some offset on this collider that I'm not aware of? No, there's not. So why then? You have a rotation of 180. You have a rotation of 180, but you have a rotation of -6. And you're facing the wrong direction. But no, now you're facing the right direction, okay. But now, like, here you have no interest, but if I'm on the correct side, you do. Otherwise, if I'm here, it's fine. But if I go here, if I sit right here, you can't see me. Why can you not see me? That doesn't make any sense. Like, here you can see me. Yeah, and here you'll just be like, oh, okay, now I can follow you. So, okay, it seems like if the alignment, if it's not already aligned, then it has issues. If the angle between these is less than 10th degree, otherwise, we do a raycast hit. Do we get a thing that says aiming? If there's no player component on the thing that we hit, yeah, I don't know. Let's say aiming. See if we even get the aiming thing. Yeah, I thought the default was to return true. Is that not correct? So now it says, it claims that it's aiming, but it's not. And that's what I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, turret.rotation is equal to rotate towards this to the look rotation. So look rotation should be a quaternion, should it not? So it should be turret.forward with that as the upwards. Creates a rotation with the specified. Is it from to rotation that I want? No. From to rotation. So it creates a rotation which rotates from to to. Okay. Maybe this is what I want. So from the direction that we have, which is the transform dot, or the turret dot up. The turret dot up. All right, so we have this. So rotate turret dot rotation. Rotate from to the look rotation. From to rotation. So let's say the turret dot rotation times equal to this. Problem is, so that's a quaternion. Far from to. Wait, no, this rotates. Hey, but this doesn't rotate by a delta, so it has to be rotate towards. Right? There's no delta for it either. Yeah, I'm very confused. I'm very confused why this is not working. So we have the angle between these two. It does claim that it's aiming. Let's say aiming at player. Aiming at player. Aiming at player. So the new ones look similar, but they're more particular. They have collision now and actually look good. Okay, that's good. So it's aiming. So now do we actually get the thing where it says that it's aiming at the player? It should be, but it's not. So there it wasn't. Why was it not? Why is it not aiming at me here? That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I know the problem. It's using turret forward, isn't it? In the raycast? Yeah, it's raycasting on player.up. That's the problem. It needs to raycast at the direction. That's what it needs to do. That's why it couldn't see me. Okay. That makes perfect sense now. I just didn't notice. Yeah, there we go. Now it'll aim at me. Okay. So now if we try to hide over here or something. Let me go here. It's now broken. I don't know why it's broken, but it's broken. Okay. I don't think it knows what it's doing. Is it hitting itself? Is that what it's hitting? No. Well, now it's aiming at me. Now it's not doing anything. So what does it think is happening here? Canvas is always in the frickin' way. Alright, so annoying. Okay, so now what do you think is happening? You believe that you are not aiming. You are not doing anything. There's no player, you're not aiming, and then the target is missing. Okay. So you're also not colliding with anything. So what do you think you're doing? Is the question. Is state ever set to null? It doesn't tell me what state is. I guess it can't. If is aiming or aim. So does aim ever return true? This is returned false, so that should be returning false. It's not shooting, and it's not aiming at the player. So state must be equal to null for some reason. State turn around, state turn around, state turn around, state patrol. It can't be. So aiming here. Yes, we're not aiming at the player. We're not shooting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's having issues there. It shouldn't pause. Now it should. Now it's aiming at me. Great. Now it's doing nothing. Great. Okay. Should be aiming. Great. Okay, now it's doing nothing. Good. Perfect. Okay, this is exactly how I wanted it to behave. Now it's broken. Oh wait, no it's not. Okay, there we go. Now it's doing exactly what it should be doing. Now it's not. Okay. Good. Now it's doing what it should be doing. Good. Okay. So is it that whenever it detects... Oh, that's interesting. Whenever it detects one of its little friends there, it has issues. So when they detect each other, they return. Why? So is aiming is equal to true, but they're not. I don't understand how they are detecting. I don't understand how they're detecting the player there. Because they shouldn't be. They're not aiming, they're not doing anything, so it seems like whenever they're within range of each other. But why? I don't understand why whenever they get close to each other like that, they break. Do they have a player component for some reason? Like, they shouldn't. Let's change this not debug. Yeah, it seems like whenever they get in range of each other, they break. So I guess an easy way to fix that would be to put them on the drone layer, and then we just put them on drone layer. Yeah, that's fine, change all the children. That's cool. And then drones just don't collide with drones. There we go. That ought to work. So let's see. Or is it when they're both trying to shoot they come up with issues? Because the raycasts are detecting each other? No, that's not why. Okay, I think they're fine now. No, they just break again. Dear God, why? Interesting. So what is their issue? They seem to be detecting each other. That's what I think is going on, but I don't know, because they're sitting like at this perfect intersection here. Yeah, where they're perfectly like intersecting each other. I wonder if I just pull you back. Yeah. Why? And also, I've told you you don't collide with it, so it can't be the collider, right? It's got to be something else. Drones collide with drones. Fine. Physics.raycast. If hit collider dot player component. But they're not in the aiming mode. There's no reason this should be running. Unless it's in patrol. Raycast transform.up. Hit.collider. If it's exit component or if it's an elevator. Oh, so they're hitting the actual trigger. I see. Can we ignore triggers? No, but we can add a layer mask. So layer mask. Layer mask dot. Oh, but you have to give it all the layer names you want to hit. How many layers do we have? We have player, and then we have block. Block no collide. All right. So yeah, what's happening is it's detecting the drone. If exit collider drone, if drone, sorry, enemy component, yeah. This is drone. If drone, then we just return. We don't really care. Yeah, okay. No, we don't want to hit the drones. We want to ignore them completely. So yeah, what we need to do is we need to create a protected layer mask, layers, and then on awake we're just going to say layers dot equals layer mask dot get mask. Can I just pass these in like this? Are you going to let me do that? Sure. So we'll say player. We'll say block. We will say it's block no collide, and then also default. So otherwise we just ignore them. So say layers. Cool. Can run that on awake, and then we should be able to pass in a layer mask somewhere in here. Just pass in a layer mask. Float distance. Yeah, okay. Right, now they shouldn't have issues whenever they touch each other. So yeah, okay. They seem to be detecting that pretty well. Great. Can break line of sight. All right, good. All that's working. Okay, yeah, they seem to be fine now. Seem to not have any issues whenever they hit each other like that. Alright, so let's actually get you to aim at me, get you to aim at me. I don't know why you don't see me. Okay. Now does this work? Yeah, okay. I think everything works now. Okay, cool. Okay. That was pretty close. We do have another hour, though, to work with this, so... Alright, see you, percentage guy. Good luck with the gravel box development. Okay. So we shouldn't get shoot method. That shouldn't be called that many times. So shooting. Did I not change this from here? Okay, yeah. So we'll say if time.time is greater than the shoot cooldown end, or return. We'll say if it's less than. That way we can never fire more than once in a 2-second time span. Whoa. Return false. Nothing was done. So yeah, basically the effect will be that they ignore the player 2 seconds after they shoot at them, for 2 seconds after they shoot at them. Okay. Or they shoot once and then they aim. Yeah, okay. Shoot and then they ignore for 2 seconds and then they aim. Okay, cool. That's exactly what we need to do. So in fixed update, what we want to do is we want to say that the turret.rotation is rotate towards the look rotation is going to be whatever the transforms rotation is. So in here, if we don't do any aiming, then what we want to do is we want to rotate the turret towards the transform.rotation. The idea behind this is so that the rotation, or so that the turret will automatically go back to the forward position whenever it's, what's it called? Whenever it, or like after it stops aiming at the player. So yeah, there we go. So now it will stop, it'll aim at us, it'll fire, and then it'll go back. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Alright. Probably want to make the rotation speed a little bit lower. That way the player has a little bit more time to react, and we want their vision to be a little bit higher. So let's say that they have a vision of, I guess, like 4 or something. So we'll say 4. And then we want their normal barrel rotation speed to be about 45, I think. Okay. And then so for shoot, what we want to do is we want to create I think a line renderer and just render it for a split second. And what that will do is that'll make it look like they've shot a little laser at the player. And then we'll just run the kill command after, you know, whenever we spawn it. Yeah, something like that. Oh, why did they shoot? Wait a minute. That's not right. That was odd. That shouldn't have happened. That should. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Alright, let's see here if we can get shot through the wall here. No. Okay, good. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to work. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Let's look at that. This might cause issues. This is really unfair. The enemy's just like guarding the thing there. Oh, that's kind of unfair. All right. So let's see if we can get shot here. We can't. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Alright. Let's check this out. So yeah, now it can't do anything. Oh, it can there though. So I guess whenever the blocks are damaged, their hitbox is a bit smaller. Okay. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. That's better. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to render an attack. The attack will be a line renderer. So I'm just going to create not a light, a 3D, an effect, a line. Yeah, this will be the laser. Have this at 0, 0, 0, and then we'll have the color to be red, bright red, and then another bright red. Yep, that'll be fine. And the width probably, wait a minute, where is this line? So let me see this position. Let's edit that. No, we can't edit that way. Z is at 0, but we want the X to be 1. Having the width be 0.1 maybe? Maybe 0.4 or 5 like that? Probably fine. This will be on the blocks layer. It'll be at 10, so it fires even like through and above blocks. That's probably fine. And it'll start with 2 positions, which is great. We'll create a laser component. Let's create a laser component. So yeah, we'll just spawn an instance of this, and it will control the effect of the laser. So yeah, we'll do this. We will have a public void initialize, and then we'll give it a game object, which will be the target. And what we'll say is in here we'll have a protected line renderer. This will be the line renderer. And what we'll say is we'll say that the line renderer dot positions, not set positions. So the first one is going to be equal to transform.position. That'll just be the vector 3. And then we'll say that this is equal to target.position. Position here, we'll make this a transform. Alright. And then, ooh, why do you not like that? It takes 2 arguments. Oh, really? It has to be an array? Sure. Why not? New vector 3, sure. We'll just have an array literal. Why not? It's fine. Perfect. Okay. And so now we'll say just GameObject.destroy after 1/10 of a second. Or whoops, not GameObject.destroy, but destroy GameObject after 1/10 of a second. There we go. Now that will cause the line to just render there, and yeah. Okay, so in the enemy component, we need a transform that will be the fire point. So let's create a protected transform that will be the fire point, and then a protected game object that will be the laser prefab, or we'll say laser component, which will be the laser prefab. Yes. Okay. So now what we'll do is in shoot, all we need to do is we need to say instantiate, or say var laser is equal to instantiate the laser prefab at transform.position, or sorry, firepoint.position, firepoint.position, quaternion.identity, and then we say laser.initialize using the player.transform. Yeah, using player.transform, and then we say player.die. Die. All right. That's all we have to do. And as long as we set this up right, everything should be fine. Okay. So the actual laser itself, it just needs a laser component. And we need to serialize the line renderer, I suppose? Yes, we need to serialize that. Serialize. Cool. Laser, point laser to Yule, and then we say prefabs, put the laser in there, delete that. Then in the actual enemy here, we need to create an empty, and what this will do is this will just be like the fire point, so basically like right there. This will be the fire point, okay. And then with the enemy, we will have you be the fire point, and then we'll have the laser prefab be here. Okay. So now the enemy should be able to kill us. Let's see if that works. It didn't spawn the prefab, or if it did, I did not see it. You can't see us? Can you... did it not spawn it? Or did it not initialize it? No, it initialized it. I'll give you 2 seconds. I'm kind of curious now. Wondering if it's... well, I don't know. Let's see. Wondering if it's just too quick to see, or if it's actually just not happening. No, it's not... Hang on. Let's see if we can find laser. There is a laser here. You appear to be in the correct place. Of course, the canvas is in the way, because why wouldn't it be? No, you're in the wrong place. Why are you in the wrong place? Because you have an offset. So I set your offset to 0, 0, and then... Oh wait, no. Let me set these positions to 0, 0. Then where do you go? I don't know where you went. No, wait, where did it go, really? It went there? No. Huh. Laser? Where did you go? You went to there, okay. And then you render to there, which I think is roughly correct. Yeah, so your offset is just wrong. Oh, so it just needs to transform to position. So the offset here needs to be a vector 3.0. 3.0. And then we need to initialize with not the transform position, but vector 3, or maybe just transform. Hey, welcome back. Fire point. So just say fire point dot position. Is this right? With the fire point. Let's try this. This should spawn the laser for us. Okay, let's see if it actually spawns it. Yay, there we go. Okay. So now it just lasts a little bit too long. That's fine, though. Let's say 0.1. Then let's make it a little bit darker so it's more visible. So this is not resources, this is prefabs. Yeah, let's be a little bit darker. There we go. Okay. So it should at least be clear what kills the player here. Okay, so let's see. I didn't see the laser that time. It is a little bit too quick to see. But yeah, I don't know. I think it spawned it at the right position though. Let's see. Yeah, I can see it. Maybe it needs to be a little bit thicker though. Maybe that's the issue. So let's say the width is maybe that wide. I don't know what the context for this is. So sure, let's set it to that wide and see what happens. But I think this is all we needed to do with the enemies. I think that's the only... Oh no, actually they need the other behavior, being stunned for a second when the player hits them with the drill. Yeah, okay, I like that a little bit better. Okay. So now, we only need to... we only need for the player to stun them with the drill. So, well, a couple things. One of them is the enemies. When they bump into something, they should, well, they need a collider. That's the first thing they need. So let's add let's say a capsule collider. No, let's say a box collider. Yeah, let's give a box collider. Alright. No, actually, let's just say a circle collider. Because the problem they're going to have is they're going to hit each other, and then, yeah, they're going to end up hitting each other, and they're going to have some issues because of it. Yeah. What we also want to do is the enemy component, when they have an on-trigger void on collision enter 2D. Whatever they collide with, they just need to turn around, regardless of what it is. 2D, we'll just say that state is equal to turnaround. State turnaround, and then target vector is equal to minus transform dot up. So yeah, we just tell them if you hit anything, just turn around. And so we also need the player, or let's say the drill. Is it the drill? No, it's the player controller. Yeah, when the player has an on-trigger enter here, if it's an enemy, so let's say enemy equals other.get component in parent enemy component. If there's an enemy, then we want to tell the enemy that they just got stunned. .stun. And that's all we need to do. So in here with stun, we'll say public void stun. Say let's say stunned equal true, and stun end time equals time. You get stunned for, let's say, 2 seconds. Sure. And we'll say protected bool. Let's just say stun end time. This will be a float, actually. Okay, and then we'll just set the stun end time. And so in this case, in fixed update, if time.time is less than the stun end time, then we just return and we do nothing because they got stunned. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We need to find an enemy and we need to hit them with the drill. That's what we need to do. Oh, interesting. Huh. Now they stop, and I don't know why. Oh, because the collision... Aha, that's what it is. So now they can't be moved. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so what happens is the... Yeah, the player is colliding with the trigger. That's the problem. So in that case, we need to say if enemy and other dot is trigger, other is not a trigger, then we return here. So that way now colliding with the trigger doesn't stun the enemies, because otherwise that's a little unfair. Okay, let's test that out. So yeah, now that one is stunned. Oh yeah, they still shoot us. Okay. Can hide back here. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, now we can go here and we can hit them with the drill and now they get stunned. That should really be a longer stun, I think. Maybe a 3-second stun. And what we'll do is we'll make like a little spark particle effect, and the way that we'll do that is we'll just grab the drill effect, wherever that might be. The drill effect here. Yeah, say drill effect. Let me duplicate this. Let me grab a copy here. Let's put it in 000. Yeah. And then what we'll do is let's make the emission be maybe 10 instead of all that. You can play wherever you are, there you are, okay. We want the angle to be 360 here. Something like that. Radius thickness maybe 0.5, or no, maybe 1. I guess it doesn't matter. Radius 1, radius 0.5. 0.5. Yeah, something like that. And so the idea is that that's just like sparks or something. You know, it's not a great spark color, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, something like that. No, set the speed to be 3. Yeah, we'll say 2. And then let's say that they have an emission rate of 20. Maybe 0.25 on the radius. Yeah, okay, that'll be fine. And maybe a lifetime at 0.3 and then 3. Maybe the emission at 10. They just need to be a little bit larger. Maybe 0.1. And maybe 0.15. Now let's say 0.1. Okay, maybe 1.5 as the emission rate. Yeah, that might be okay. And actually, yeah, we'll set the radius thickness to 0. Oh wait, no, can I do, no, I'd have to do something like this, right? Yeah, okay, so 0.3? Yeah, and it'll just have that effect whenever we, this will be sparks. Oops, this will be sparks. So yeah, we'll just spawn this whenever we want to, indicate the enemy has been stunned. Okay. Okay, so now in the enemy component, what we want to do is we want to say, I guess instantiate the sparks prefab at transform.position and quaternion.identity. And then we'll say if time.time greater than stun end time. Basically, so you can't stun an enemy twice. If it's less than that, you can't. That way, you can't stun an enemy twice. Like you can't stun lock them. And in this case, we will have a game object here that is the sparks prefab. Say sparks prefab. Yep, and then this will be a game object. Nope, a game object. Yes. Instantiate that, great. Say var sparks is equal to that. Say var stun duration is equal to, let's say 3 for the moment. So let's say stun duration, and then we'll say game object, or sorry, we'll say destroy the sparks after the duration. Okay. That time less than stun end time. Okay, cool. Alright, so this should make it. Oh, wait, I didn't actually assign that. So if we assign these sparks to the enemy here, that should make it so that the enemy will now emit sparks whenever they are stunned. Yep. Okay. So now we can come up behind you. Whoop. Nope. Now we can go over here and we can hit you. And we don't see the sparks. Why do we not see the sparks? So the canvas is in the way. Looks like the particle effect is there. Oh, it doesn't have play on awake. That's what it doesn't have. Okay. And there is a reason for that. It's because the particle effect that I copied it from didn't have that. Okay. Oh, dang it. Of course you get shot immediately. Okay. Okay, so this one should be a little bit more interesting. Okay. Let's run a little bit. Let's hit you, and let's. Oh wait, that we weren't able to hit you. Sad. All right. Where is an enemy? Come on. Of course, there's none around here. Alright. Alright, so if we need to get past you, we can wait till you come around the corner here. We can charge you with the laser. There we go. Now we can run. Okay. Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to do it from the front because they hit you. Oh, nope. Okay. Yeah, if they see you, they just shoot you. But, you know. I really want to try to stun one. Just to see how effective it is. Seems to be relatively ineffective. You basically have to okay. I don't know why they didn't, I guess they didn't collide with each other. Is that still a thing that I have? Get stunned. Let's run. Aha. Oh, they see me. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. So I guess it'll be like a 5-second thing. I mean, the effect for it probably needs to be a little bit better, but it's fine for now. Okay, so we have that. And it's a question of what else we need to do. So since we have the enemy stunned, I think that was all the interactions I wanted. Oh yeah, why are they not colliding with each other? That was the question. So I have drones colliding with each other. So yeah, why do they not collide with each other? Is it because they don't have rigid bodies? It's because they don't have rigid bodies. So this is gravity 0, drag 0, cool, okay. Now they should collide with each other. Yep, perfect. Yeah, they bump into each other and then they both turn around, perfect. It's funny that they only get part of the way through mining that block, that's funny. And yeah, they're just perfectly timed to, to actually bump into each other. Yep, they will just never get through mining that block. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it shot through the wall and got me. Oh, that's sad. Yep, we just die immediately there. Alright, well, there wasn't much we could have done about that. Hey, Vold, how's it going? I don't know if you saw what we managed to get done, but we managed to get the enemies actually shooting at us now. It's like if I stand here. Oh, if I stand here, you see how they try to aim at me? Yeah. So I actually got that working. So like they'll try to aim at me, and if they get a clear shot, they'll shoot at me and kill me. And also we can stun them. Whoops, no, 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 you don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. Oh God, we have to actually break line of sight or they will actually shoot at us. Oh boy. Yep, they kill us. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think the enemies are completely done now. Yeah, the only real benefit to stunning them is if you can sneak up behind them. You can stun them and do stuff. Oh, no. Alright, so yeah, we can get behind you and we can stun you with the drill. There we go. So they start emitting those blue particles, and that means that they're stunned, and they get stunned for about 5 seconds. Probably needs more particles. Oh god, get stunned. Get stunned. We probably need to attach those to the thing, and probably make them a little bit larger too. Okay, so an enemy.stun. What we'll do, yeah, we'll just say that the gate gets attached to the transform, and then we'll say sparks.localscale or .transform.localscale local scale equal to vector3.1 just in case. So I managed to put my project scripts on GitHub. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, getting Unity stuff on GitHub is kind of nice. The stuff for this is also on GitHub as well. The main thing is like the git ignore. That's always fun to try to figure out with Unity because it has so many like random files that don't seem to do that much, or they don't do that much for the player, or not player, but the user. So yeah. Also GitHub itself, or Git itself, is an interesting beast to sort of master. So let's say 0.125 or 0.125 here. Yeah, now these should be a little bit larger. Yeah, they're a little bit larger. Maybe have them be bluish color. It has so many files that don't do much for the user. Quietly looks at the meta files. Yeah, exactly. The meta files are exactly the files that are basically useless. I mean, there are some reasons to have them. Like, they do some, as far as I know, they're actually required for some stuff, but they don't do that much. And as far as I know, they can be completely regenerated, so I don't know that there's any reason to keep them. Get stunned. There we go. Yeah, we can stun enemies to sort of remove them. They do have some interesting, they do some interesting things. Huh, that one is trapped. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sucks to be you, doesn't it? Ah, yes. Too bad for you, little friend. Too bad for you. Oh god, I died. Okay, well. He showed me. Yeah, there's not really much benefit to stunning them, but you can do it. Just stuck making donuts. Yeah, exactly. Maybe make the particles yellow for stun. It makes more sense. Yeah, I kind of agree. They're more visible. I was thinking, like, if I had the ability to make lightning bolt kind of effects, I would do that, but I really don't. So yeah, we'll just make them kind of a yellowy color, maybe 0.2. Or now let's say 0.15. Probably large enough. Okay. Okay, well, they just shoot me. I mean, this game, it does have some unfair spawns. Oh, come on. It's so unfair. Oh. There's a way to fix that, but I don't know that I have the time to do it. Maybe add one of the Unity default sprites for the particles. Yeah, maybe. Can you write something to not let that happen? Yeah, there's a way that I can cause that to not happen, but it's not trivial. Yeah, there we go. Now it's a little bit more obvious that they're stunned. Like check mark or arrow. I don't know that the arrow. Let me double check. Let me see if there's anything. So the problem is that the material for this. Hold on, let me try to make another material and just see. So create a, let's say material spark, and sure, we can use an unlit transparent. Unlit transparent. And then we can use one of the Unity these are dark, that's the problem. Yeah, the problem with this is that it's going to be dark. Yeah, it's going to be too tiny, unfortunately. Because if you look at this, whoops, play, pause. Yeah, if we look at this, we can't recolor these, unfortunately. So yeah, I wish we could, but if you try to recolor them, they don't inherit the color correctly. So yeah, we're just gonna have to use the particles for now. But later on, what I want to do is I want to add like lightning bolts or something and just have it be just a bunch of lightning bolts spawn on top of it. And I think that'll indicate the idea that they're like, you know, broken mechanically. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, depending on how long the tutorial takes us to do, we might have some time to actually go back and fix that before we have to submit. But I mean, you can usually submit particle effects and stuff after the jam is done. Because one of the things that I did want to do is I wanted to make it so that all the blocks here have like a nice little border on them, but that's really hard to do. Well, it's really hard to do that in the time frame that we have. It's actually not hard to do it relatively. But yeah. Or even have like a shadow underneath them. That would be really cool. Actually, is there any way to do 2D shadows with post-processing? Is there any way to do a 2D shadow with post-processing? I would imagine... I can't... Oh god, camera's freaking out. I'm trying to think if there is or not. Actually, we might be able to do it without post-processing. Right, I'm an idiot. Okay, I know what I can do. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Oh my god. Why am I so dumb? So dumb. This is gonna be terrible for performance, but it doesn't really matter. So if we just render this at like, let's say -5 on the blocks layer, we can just totally make this dark. What am I doing? Why am I so dumb? Legit, why am I so dumb? Yeah, we can just do that. Yeah, just do that. Is there a reason that this won't work? I think it will. That's a little bit too far though. Like that, yeah. Actually, 0.55 is perfect. Okay, let's see how that looks. Whoa, that's... Why did that not work? Interesting. That's not at all what I wanted that to look like. Maybe it's too transparent? Under block? Maybe it's too transparent. Maybe it needs to be like less transparent? Maybe stick out a little bit more. Something like that. 0.68 and 0.68. Is that any better? Yeah! Yeah, I like that. Look at that. That's all 3D and whatnot. I don't know, what are the thoughts? I kind of like it. That kind of faux 3D look. Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of that. It's having issues with these blocks, but that's fine. I know how to fix that. But yeah, what are the thoughts of this? This sort of partially 3D kind of look. I don't know if it fits with the rest of it, but I think it looks good. But yeah, like this missing missing shadow is fine. I know how to fix that. Yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah, no, I love it. Okay. Yeah, I like it too. I think it gives it like more depth, is what I like. Yeah, okay. Okay. So now that everybody's cool with it, yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna copy this this shadow. Just gonna copy this into the sapphire block. Let's just put you down there. Where'd you go? Why'd you go there? Okay, we'll have you. And then in the Ruby block, we'll just paste you as child. I just typed logo in the Windows Explorer search bar because I was looking for a certain file. Huh? Why does it... Oh, sign-in options. Like, it's thinking log on or log in or something. That's why it's doing it. That's so weird. Well, that's interesting. It's interesting that it chooses to do it that way. So in the emerald block. All right, let's paste as a child. And then in the impassable, I got hit with so much nostalgia because I found, oh wow. Shadow, what's wrong with you? Shadow, go dare. All right, cool. Now let's see. Okay, yeah, so we have this like faux 3D kind of thing. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So now those blocks have it. Oh, that's perfect. That block is misbehaving though. Why do you have the wrong texture? Sapphire block, what's wrong with you? Emerald block is fine. Sapphire block, what's wrong? What did I break? I broke something with the sapphire block. I put the shadow in the wrong place? Why did the block break? Why did this break? I don't understand. Oh, there we go, now it's fixed. Okay. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think it found the shadow as the first child, and it caused issues because of that. Okay. I just want to make sure that the impassable blocks, yeah, they have the shadow and they continue the shadow. Okay, perfect. Yeah, alright, I think everything is working here. Yeah, perfect faux 3D look. I mean, now everything kind of needs a drop shadow, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to pretend that everything is too low to the ground for it to matter. And yeah, okay. So I think this is a good place to take a break because my brain needs a little bit of a break. I am going to be back in about an hour, or actually I'll shoot to be back at 4 my time, so in an hour and 15 minutes. Is it possible to give the sprites a random rotation? I think they already have one. Let me double check. Yeah, so if you look, in the case of, wait, what's going on? Oh, this is the viewport. So if you look here, these actually all have random rotations. And the way that I do that, by the way, is in Unity you can flip the X and the Y. So they just randomly, like some of them, whenever they spawn, flip X and Y. But yeah, I already do that, I think, with all of the blocks, except the gemstones. The ores, I could do it with the ores, Well, no, the ores would be harder because these, unfortunately, these aren't sprites, they're individual objects. Like, I did this in a poor sort of way, so flipping them would be hard. Well, it would be harder, but yeah. So percentage guy, gravel box, managed to miss 2 of my messages. I know that you want me to play gravel box. The problem is that we're still not done with this, and yeah. Again, Ludum Dare, we only have 5 hours left. The last thing we need is the tutorial, and then after the tutorial, we will need probably some effects. So unfortunately, I can't do it quite yet. If we get the game to a really good place, then maybe. Well, yeah, if we get the game to a really good place, then I'll do gravel box. But since you'd go off anyway, I thought you could do some GB. Yeah, well, I will. Thing is, I need to eat. That's the problem. Is that I need to eat. I need to get coffee and stuff like that. But yeah, if I have extra time, I'll do it. Yeah. Apologies. Like if I had thought about this, I would have eaten before the stream, but I didn't, and so yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in about an hour after I have some food and stuff. Thank you for watching.